Good morning, travelers. This is going to be a love, romance, relationship, twin flame reading for Valentine's Day for February 2019. This reading will be for the fire sign people, fire, sun, moon, and rising. So this will include Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is a general reading, and the messages will not resonate with everyone. In order to gain any insight into your situation requires a personal reading. I have several different levels of personal readings. My turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. I do not like making people wait. You get to download your video. I recorded for you, so you get to download it and save it and watch it as many times as you need. For those of you website members, I just published part 1 of my Mars article. Mars is on the loose this month, and he's going to be doing some things, but starting tomorrow, right before Valentine's Day, that energy may shift for a little while. It's only going to give us a week, and that may be exactly what we need. If you think you'd like to purchase a personal reading, you can click on this eye, and that'll take you directly over to my website. For those of you who may be interested in the membership levels, I have 3. Even if you purchase the $7 membership, you get access to everything that the people who pay for the $50 membership get. There is no distinction. It's not tiered out, okay? With that being said, we're going to bring out Casanova. Now, I asked the Sexual Magic Tarot cards if they would be willing to work with me today, and the answer was no. Casanova has stepped forward. We have not heard from Casanova in quite some time. I also have the La Vida Sabilas along with the regular plain cards, and then we will wrap this reading up with a romance angel. For those of you who want to leave comments or whatever the case may be, please don't do it through support desk. That is strictly for technical issues with the website. Payment, login issues, page is not displaying properly. I have a page for you to put up whatever it is you want to say. It's called shout outs and comments. It's on the main menu, and you can see that there. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and lay these cards and see what Mr. Casanova has to tell us. Okay, please keep in mind that there is no timing in the tarot. All things in their divine right time. We have a full moon, hold on, coming up. It will be in the sign of Virgo. So Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. If there's something important that you need to do or you need to try to move forward, there's an article on the website for you website members known as the Astrology Hoodoo. Please read that. It will give you some great insight and show you how to use astrology to change your luck. Our full moon will be occurring on the 19th. Today is the 12th, so a week from now, okay? Right before that Martian energy is going to change. So, now keep in mind, the big aspect that we are waiting on will be March, I don't know if it's 6th through the 8th, maybe. Uranus will move back into Taurus, people. I think I just finished an article on the Jupiter and Sagittarius cycle. I think I mentioned that in there, but if not, there is an article, Uranus and Taurus, that you need to go back and read, okay? Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 8 of Wands. There's our Martian energy here. 6 of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Wow. Four of Swords. Well, I dare say. Ten of Cups. The High Priestess. Well. And the Justice card. What is over the entire reading? The Two of Cups. So we are most definitely looking at a relationship of some kind. I have these two, what do you call it? Major Arcana cards. Let's see if I can get these in here. I have these two Major Arcana cards right next to each other. Okay. In the center, I have a Seven of Pentacles. So, I only have one cup card here. That is the Ten of Cups. So something is changing or has changed. Three Pentacles, two Wands, a Swords, and the two Major Arcana cards. Now, typically, when the Knight of Pentacles shows up, this can be the idea that you've been waiting on some kind of news or message. They always read like events to me, okay? And sometimes this news can be very good for you. It can also speak to the idea that a situation that has been stagnant will start moving again in quick time or very soon. But we see with this Five of Wands, there's a conflict. Now, fives deal with changes. It is a tension number. It goes from a 4 where everything is stable to a 5, okay? And the 5 brings about changes. That extra 1 moves something forward. But typically this tension and this maybe anger or these changes that come, this chaotic, they come from outside people, outside circumstances, outside sources. And then we see the Eight of Wands right behind that. I will show you these cards. We see this Eight of Wands right here. The Eight of Wands represents the energy of Mercury in Sagittarius. So Mercury is a planet of communications, writing, text messages, emails, letters by post, documents, negotiations, sales, short distance travel. But in the sign of Sagittarius, this tells you that this stuff is coming from afar, maybe. It can speak to traveling a distance or something coming from a distance. It comes with speed and it comes with haste. Sometimes Mercury in Sagittarius is the idea of, if not actual traveling, it is about traveling in the mind, stepping outside, allowing your vision and your thoughts to move outside of the normal confines, maybe to seek an answer, to find an answer, to go exploring. But then I have this Six of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles are about finances sometimes, yes. But it represents the physical plane, the third dimension. So this represents everything having to do with what you're doing while you're here and now. Working, paying bills, having sex, speaking to people. It is about the physicality of doing something. Okay, what value, what kind of energy are you expending into it? What are you getting back out of it? What's your return? Here with the 7. The 7 in the center to me is saying lots of different things. 7s represent a internal conflict. So here we have the Five of Wands, something we're either fighting with someone, or someone is fighting with us, or we're fighting against something. Outside changes, but then inside we are a bit conflicted about what it is we're doing. Is this fight even worth it? Four of Swords. Four of Swords speaks to some kind of respite, stepping away psychologically from something, reserving your judgment, not speaking, not communicating, simply being alone with your thoughts, maybe even being imprisoned by your own thoughts. See, he's sitting in a jail. What does this relate to? It relates to a relationship. It relates to one that probably has been around for a long time, one where there has been deep emotions, long-term emotions invested in it, but it has turned into a situation where it is appearance for appearance's sake. Some of us know this intuitively, but we are not yet ready to reveal perhaps what we know or what we feel or what we see, because the timing has not presented itself yet. I do feel definitely for some of you this relates back to some kind of trip. I feel that, or visit, or some situation that has perhaps come to you from afar, or happened while you were away. I do feel that this relates to a male, and I do feel that there is a second party here, a third party involved in this situation, and the fight has become because the person is doing things, but you know deep down that their heart's not in it. And you can't get the person to talk to you about it. They're not revealing. They are, if you've been fighting with this individual, because sometimes the Eight of Wands can be that idea of something coming in a hurry, you know, and things moving quite quickly at serious speed. Okay, so this card tells you to kind of hang on here. I feel for some of you, this is a momentary, there is a moment where someone is going to make the decision. Justice. They are of the opinion, objectively so, that there's a split coming. Now, whether you initiate this split or whether this person initiates this split, the split comes from the fact that there's another woman here or another lover, be it same sex and or heterosexual. This card, coveting that which is not yours, says that this person has been keeping an eye on this female for quite some time. And maybe you, okay, because of all of the years built up, maybe you are trying to use sex or entice this individual to come back to you. All right, it's not coming to me in the way that I can formulate it. It'll come to me in a minute as to what this high priestess represents. But the woman who cares the most, that's. But the person has mentally checked out. They may be going through the motions for old time's sake, but they have mentally checked out. And the person has a decision to make. Now, let me go to see if we can glean any extra messages. These are all pip cards, but this is a court card here. Some of you might be dealing with an earth sign male, Virgo, Capricorn, and or Taurus. But you guys know, the person could be any sign. This is about something that has been slow to develop, but now it's here. Okay, now if you're on the side chick side of this story, this could be the news that you've been waiting for. That person's finally fitting to leave they main chick and be with you. If you are the main chick, this could be the news coming that the person is about to leave you. But I caution either of those scenarios. Why? Because there's something we don't know, we don't see, something is hidden. And the Justice card can be about the idea that you don't get exactly what you want the way that you want it, but it is fair and it is just. Could be don't either one of y'all get him. Could be a third chick. See? So let's take a look. We can't look at this card. Okay? But we're going to look at the 2 wands, the pentacles, the sword, and this cups as they relate to these 2 major arcana cards here. Okay? Sometimes things are not what they appear to be. For some reason, this card is bringing to mind that card of the Lovers. All right, so the 5 of Wands. This could be fighting over children, fighting like... Okay, nothing about the 5. But it's definitely somebody who you are fighting with or against, or someone who is fighting with or against you over something. Something has come in, something or someone has come into the picture and upset the apple cart. 8 of Wands. Nothing. 6 of Pentacles. And I would caution you about acting rashly, because sometimes that's that Mars, Mercury, and Sagittarius energy with this fire here, and Mars being on the loose, because this can be the kind of volatile energy in which you say things that you cannot unsay or take back, or you react in such a way that it's nuclear and you can just blow shit up. So I caution you to think. That is what judgment is, or justice is. Justice is rationality, and it's also about tact and diplomacy. Okay? Think before you speak, think before you act, and listen very carefully to what messages are coming through for you. Now, the reason why I say there's a third party here, from this 5 to an 8 is 3 of Wands. And sometimes she will show up like the female you didn't know anything about. Maybe you suspected, okay? But, you know, maybe you had no proof, okay? Nothing about the 7 of Pentacles. Let's take a look at this 4 of Swords. I think the deck's going to make me work for it this morning. This 4 of Swords. This doesn't read like the person feels guilty. Now, 4 of Swords next to the Judgment. It is a message to avoid complicated situations. It indicates that you may have undergone a great deal of pressure recently, and it would be unwise to step into a similar situation. It may be implying that undergoing much pressure in this, that you have undergone much pressure in this situation, so take it as a lesson well learned and avoid any similar speculation or involvement in the future. Learn from the experience and understand and appreciate the lesson. 10 of Cups. My throat is scratchy. It's all this crazy weather we have down here in South Texas. One day is 30 degrees, the next day is 70. And you can't, your body just can't figure out what's happening. Okay, nothing about the 10 of Swords. I'm sorry, 10 of Cups. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay cards on this 5 of Wands. I think there's a subtle perception for some of you that something is not right. But you can't get the individual to speak to you. And it may even be, on the off chance, that it stems from some kind of issue with perhaps a past lover. This person is still lurking around in some way. There she is. Right off the bat, the La Namica, your rival. Superbia. pride, hubris, vanity. And I think this is you're fighting because your pride has been wounded. Militare, the card of relationship with law enforcement, and otherwise somebody been caught. Or you are going to fight for this relationship. I think that's what some of you are trying to do. But as I say, the person has checked out. We're going to look at this Four of Swords. I have seen this Four of Swords sometimes presage a separation between two people. Again, if not actual physically, okay, mentally and emotionally. And right now, everything is on the surface. See, they have their mask on. Pensiero, again, there's someone in thought. There he is, the Gran Signore. I told you this was a male. And the La Nemica. How do I separate from this relationship? Because now I only feel like the person, I only feel friendship towards you, not love, not romantic love, not sexual love. This card says the woman is ecstatic, but the man is bored. In other words, he wants something new to do. Let's pull cards on this High Priestess. Here. This could even be you recognizing that you have just been moved to the friend zone. Consolante sorpresa, letterato, and the allegria. Two things. In one respect, this tells me that you have discovered that this is someone within your social circle, this hidden woman. But also, I think, because intuitively you have known that something was not right, this is not a surprise. That's a consolation for you. Okay, so now I know. Do I let the other person know that I know? Here's the discovery. And what do I do about my social standing or position? What do I say to my family, my friends? Do they already know? I'm going to look at this with the playing cards. I'm going to look at the Eight of Wands. And then we're going to pull an angel answer card. Some decision is coming, some major change. You see, justice wields the sword of truth, right? It reveals a truth to you. It makes the decision, but that decision and that truth can be quite painful. It's double-edged. So what are you required to do? You're required to maintain your balance and to be tactful and diplomatic, and use those qualities to your advantage. Eight of Hearts, Queen of Wands, there you are, and the Two of Spades. Indeed. Here are the cards. This says an unexpected gift or an invitation to a party. Remember, I said to you, this may have had to do with you traveling somewhere, or your male friend having traveled somewhere. Maybe something occurred while you were gone. Maybe you've been picking up that maybe he done had somebody in the house. Maybe if you were male, you picked up on maybe she done had somebody in the house, okay, in your bed, so to speak. This Queen of Wands does speak to a fire sign female, or one with fire predominating her chart, but can also be the idea that this occurred while you were on a business trip, because she represents the actual business female. And with the Two of Spades, it speaks to breaks in the relationship and deceit. It also speaks to a break in a very important process in your life. If your question was concerning a particular romantic interest, this is considered a warning card. Infidelity or separation is quite likely. You've been moved to the friend zone. Well, let's formulate one question for the angel answer. Now, some of you may try to hold this off because of Valentine's Day, but you know, the tact and diplomacy. Maybe there's something special that you have going on with the family around that time, or with your friends. You know, those people who get married on Valentine's Day. Then the shit hits the fan, and every Valentine's Day after that, it's all jacked up for them. Okay, that kind of thing. That's why I say, think before you act. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Let's read. Your soulmate relationship requires patience, as there are many factors involved. Your soulmate's free will choices are beyond your or the angel's control, as is the readiness of both of you for true love. This card comes to you as a reminder that this relationship is worth waiting for. Divine timing is a universal law that is always in operation. It is the flow of everything. If we try to impose our human will and force things to happen, we become out of sync with nature and experience blockages. Similarly, if we fret, when will I meet my soulmate, we put worry energy out into the universe. The romance angels have heard and answered your prayers for a soulmate, and they are working behind the scenes to bring this to you. Your role is to listen and follow your intuition, even if it seems unrelated to your desire. Your intuition is like a guide dog leading you along the path of answered prayers. Follow your intuition and trust in the timing of the relationship. This card is not telling you that if you're in a crappy ass situation and you have lost all trust, okay, that you're supposed to hang on to this. All right? This may be telling you that this soulmate relationship is over, and it is time now for you to try to figure out how to move on so that the universe can bring you what you actually been waiting for. Okay? That's what I have for you. I hope this message helped you. And until next time, namaste. Fire signs. This is what I wanted to tell you. For some of you, that 8 of Wands, that trip card with the 8 of Hearts, is telling you that perhaps on some kind of trip or visit, maybe something to do with home or a party around this time, you're going to see and recognize who that person is or what is really happening. Please keep your eyes peeled and remain tactful and diplomatic. All right, that's it. Bye.